So, just checking. So, randomly, this has happened a few times. What it does is when the music is far too loud, I can see that already. And so, randomly, what this does is it. Hey, DoorDash, good to see you. You know, so, okay, this should work. Okay, good. Okay, this works. How's it going, Dor? So randomly, what's been happening is I'll have everything set up. I'll have all the camera move, everything set up, and then randomly it'll switch back to the old way the camera was set up, and this will be a problem, which has been frustrating me because it's screwed me over like 3 times. Oh, this I had a whole other. Oh, no, that's why I didn't do that one. Uh-huh. How's it going, Dor? Please don't change on me again. Please don't change on me again. Okay. Life. Computers, huh? Computers. It has been a minute since you've been last here. How are things going? Have not decided yet. Okay, I'll do that. You know, a good streamer would make that decision before getting on, but magnifique. How goes it on this fine and lovely day? Door. What you up to? Ooh, it's incredibly late where I am at as well. We share that. We share that, me and you. What happened is I was all ready to do a stream. What have you been crafting? Tell me. I was all ready to do a stream. I sat down at a reasonable time and ooh. DoorDash, are you trying to invent man-powered flight? Is that what you're trying to do? What are the wings for? Just to create wings? That is a... If it's just to create wings. Oh, you are trying to... I picture you, like, creating leather wings so that you can... You know that the Da Vinci drawing of the man flying? That's what I assume you're doing, right? I'll have you know, DoorDash, I saw a show on the History Channel where they did his invention, and it worked if they changed a few things. No, honestly, that's very cool. What type of crafts do you do? Are you like leather work, felt work? I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what specific crafts there are. Crafts. I feel like I'm saying that word weird. Very fun. Very fun. I always liked magpies. I always thought them very interesting birds. Do you know they're like one of the smarter birds? Like testing shows how smart they really are. I'm sure you know that. That's always one of my favorite fun facts, is just how smart magpies and general crows are. You imagine if, like, apes hadn't got to the top of the food chain, that maybe it would have been the magpie who pulled it off. They were the viable second alternative. That's cool. Do you do stuff like this often? Do you do, like, crafty stuff like that often? It's awesome. Late night is when we do all the most fun stuff, isn't it, right? Late night, our best night. I bet I'm gonna work at that. I can already feel that that's a little off. Let me flip it. I'm gonna see it. Do I not have water? Oh, hey, Tato! Tato. Blibber gabber. Flimmer ghost. I'm thinking about these words. Flimmer blibber. Winter dinner. Vimmer. Plimmer? How's it going? Ooh. Oh, right. You're still getting away with your blatant emoji spamming. Yes. The dreaded and terrifying Nightbot has nothing on you. It's like the great philosopher king, Prince Adam of Eternia, said as he turned into He-Man, I have the power. It's an old reference. So you have the power of Castle Grayskull? My God. Hello, hello, nevermore. Hello, hello. Late night is the best time. Okay, so the answer to that is I had planned to do a much more reasonably timed stream. Sat down, immediately was exhausted. Like, absolutely dead. So I fell asleep and I woke up now. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll stream now. It's late at night and best time to fight. Uh-oh. DoorDash is making some... DoorDash is inspired to try and figure out how to create man-made flight machine. A man-powered flight machine, and will, I assume, be using them to fly around the U.S. Okay. What? It's not two. It's only, what? You will fly and dominate! You will free mankind from its great jailer, the ground. Do do. How's it going, Never? What you been up to these days? Me personally, not that anybody's curious, but I'm currently reading a book about the fall of Enron. That's nice. That's nice. That's probably a good idea. I had an idea for a story today. It's a little. A lot of these stories are now me seeing if I can come up with a D&D campaign first, and then like planning a story around it. But I had a kind of a unique idea. Yeah, that works. You know, I take it you are not really a discovery writer. Never. Yeah. Well, that's the real best way. It's so. I always find it so ridiculous, like people who are like. Well, not at. I should. I should know. Not as ridiculous, but it's like. I find it ridiculous that people are like really enamored with like declaring themselves this or that. You know, like, oh, I'm a discovery writer. I'm a discovery writer. You know, I always do this. It's like dogmatic. Dogmatic is the word I'm looking for. Like people are so dogmatic about their like writing styles, and it's like it doesn't matter. You should just is one version helping you more than the other? Then do that. It's what are you doing? Your mindset, the way you approach stuff changes all the time. I don't. Yeah, no, but I think you're right for like don't be dogmatic with anything. With word creative, there's not to start beef, but you know there's a few people who do this, but they're who are so like fixated on like you have to like do things the way I do them, and you have to obsessively plan, and if you don't, you're dumb. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like things change. Yeah. Oh yeah, it always does. Well, because you learn things as you do it. You learn things you know, it's kind of like yeah. Uh you know, I always think of it kind of like this is so overdramatic, but I always kind of think of it like battle plans a little bit. It's like no like battle plan survives contact with the field. You know, situations always change once the thing starts. It's like, you know, outlining and prep are just trying to make sure you try and account for things, but as the story develops, you know, as the story, yeah, yeah, that's that's the Elric guy, right? Elric of Rivera, yeah. Which I'm sure he does totally sober. I'm sure. Shouldn't say that. That's yeah, Elric. That's one of the things I've been meaning to read. I need. That's one of the few fantasy things that I haven't like really read. That I yeah. I found him when I was younger to be kind of a bit of a yeah. Well, he talked about that. I saw him he talked about it in an interview, and he basically said it's like he wanted to do. He was a big fan of Conan, which I like, of course. But he wanted to do so. But he wanted his character to be the opposite of Conan. He wanted to do a photo negative version of Conan. And I thought that was a really interesting idea. Yeah. I found him when I was a young man. I always found him a little obnoxious. I'm gonna be honest, because he gave very like. I'm gonna be honest. He gave kind of like really obnoxious takes about Lord of the Rings and how it wasn't real fantasy. I'm like, shut up. I was always irritated by that, so I never wanted to give his books a chance because I always thought that was like such a kind of I don't know, such an obnoxious take. But I'm older now. I'm over that, you know. No, it's fine, but it's like whatever. But it's like it was a. Oh really? Oh. Yeah, I was about to say. Well, here's the thing. I was gonna say I was about to give him the benefit of the doubt and say it's like, it's okay. He doesn't have to like Lord of the Rings. It's like there's nothing requiring him to like Lord of the Rings. I just thought it was an obnoxious thing to say. Yeah. Well, it makes sense. Yeah, it's like it's not. Yeah, but yeah, what I'm saying is like as a young man, I kind of had a real attitude about him because of that. I kind of had a real attitude about him because of that comment because I thought it was like kind of the height of arrogance to say something as like obnoxious as that. But as I've gotten older, I had grown much more mellow on him as a person, and I had been meaning to check it out. But now I know that he was kind of misquoted. I'm like, okay, yeah, then I definitely have to check him out. Because it's not like you can't critique Tolkien. I think that's fine, but it's just. Yeah. 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 It's also why I've always, I've had a firm stance in my life lately about, which is funny because I would argue fantasy has gotten a lot more juvenile these days. Holy shit, has fantasy gotten a lot more juvenile these days? Yeah, yeah. Well, it was under his recommendation that I checked out Castle Gormgast, the Gormgast series. Have you ever read Gormgast? Never. Yeah, it sounds very British. Have you ever read Gormgast, Castle Gormgast? Moorcock has said it's his favorite fantasy series. Yeah, no, for he taught. I saw an interview of him talking it up, and I'm like, well, what's this? And I looked it up, and it was actually really cool. You should read it. You should read it. It's really cool. It's a very unique take on fantasy. It's something very different. You should try it out. The worst thing about Gormgast, the series, is, and this is one of these terrible things that happens. Um, the author died in the middle of writing it. It was planned to be a 10-book series. He only wrote 3 books, and the third book contains such a weird twist that it totally throws everything on his head, and then he died barely into writing the fourth. And unfortunately, he also didn't leave any notes about what the fourth should be. So, it's a story that will forever be unfinished. But it's... Yeah. That's... Yep. Yeah, it's the exact worst case scenario for a long running series. The first two books, though, do end in kind of have like a satisfying arc to them. The first few books do have kind of a satisfying arc to them, but yeah, there's a lot going on in that book, but it's a very fascinating series of books. Go. Answer that call. So lately, I've been on kind of, I've got interested in a kind of a subject lately. I don't know if you can tell, because I watched the Theranos miniseries, and I got interested in that. That is very nice. And one of the fun facts about Theranos is that Elizabeth Holmes' dad worked for Enron, which is true of a lot of people in Texas at the time, and including a few of my friends who I knew in Saudi Arabia. Also, their dads also worked for Enron. So, and that got me kind of interested about Enron because I knew about it and I watched the documentary, but I didn't know much else. So I got the book, The Smartest Guys in the Room, and I'm currently reading it right now. When I say reading, I mean listening. But, so I guess I'm just learning about corporate fraud in American history at the moment. That's kind of where I'm at. There's some truly funny stuff, weird stuff that happens at Enron. One of my favorite stories is, so one of the main guys, yeah. Well, what's funny is, I haven't finished the book yet, but is how much like a modern company Enron is run. In a lot of ways, it's pure. Enron was like nothing but hype, really. Like all they did was like work and hype. Like their main focus was hyping the stock and doing anything they could to please investors on Wall Street so that the stock would remain high. Chewy! Good to see ya. Well, one of my favorite fun facts is the one of the main guys. A lot is good, Chewie. A lot is good. We're just here, chat. I have heard about that. Never. I have heard about that. I tried watching some videos about it, but it's honest. It's so hard to sit through that because it's very embarrassing. Yeah, we're just doing some art, hanging out. Good to see ya. Oh, it's so much more than that. I don't know. I feel she got caught like a lot of people do in like the book talk, booktubes, endless hype campaigns that they do for each other, and that kind of screwed everything up. But yeah. So what have you been up to these days, Chewie? Yeah. Yeah. Sleep on the board. Sleep in the doorway. Half of you in the hot room. Half of you in the cold room. Cold room. The middle of you will be perfectly content. So yeah. So. Oh, dang it. Okay, so yeah. Well, what's interesting about Winters is she's kind of running it she's kind of behaving like a startup more than anything. No, I have not yet. I have things I have to do in my life, Chewie. I don't have time at the moment. Yeah. Yeah. Have you heard of... Yeah. I mean, I've been fat. Can I be honest with you, Never? I've been trying to find the original version of the book. Oh, I hate that. I hate when that happens. Of her book. So, it's like... I'm curious to actually read it a little bit. Yeah, so... The problem is it just turns out it's not very good. Which is... I feel bad. It's not her fault that... Like, 6,000 people pre-ordered it? It's not her fault that this happened. Yeah, but the signs were all... that should be the thing that's interesting. We should really look into it and break down her marketing and see how she did it, and maybe the better books will exist. Yeah. Chewie, have you heard about this whole controversy with Ariana Winters? It was the big hyped TikTok release book. Yeah, it's... You know, the problem with, like, Book Talk is it's very much... Like, Book Talk would never say this. Yeah, I don't either, but it's spread out to YouTube. Like, Book Talk, BookTube would never say this, but they are fucking sharks, man. They are sharks, and when they sense weakness, they attack quick. But it's... So what happened is this girl had been hyping her book on, this is my understanding of it, on TikTok for a while. It was called The Age of Scorpius. Yeah. The second they smell, they attack. It always happens. It's funny because it's so pastel. You know, they're all like pastel people, but they're like, it's a den of vipers. Anyways, yeah. So, what am I saying? Okay, so this girl starts hyping up her book on TikTok. It's called The Age of Scorpius, and seemingly it just kicks off really well, and people like the concept, I guess. And she gets like, what was it? Never, I forget the exact number. It's like 6,000 pre-orders or something, which is, at like $5, $5 a pre-order or something. I don't know. She does phenomenally well. Is it 6,000 or 60,000? I think it was like 60,000. Something. It was something ridiculous. And people are hyping it up as this big thing. Everybody's obsessed with it. And finally, the book comes out, and it's not very good, according to most people. It's not very good. It is, in fact, and it's not like, it's not very good on like a technical level. It's like there is stuff that needed to be edited. Like, it's clearly hasn't been copy edited. It clearly hasn't been like they haven't run it through the ringer as they should. And this creates a pretty huge drama because, one, TikTok seems to never learn this lesson to not overhype things until they're out and you can read them. But then again, the internet has never learned this lesson, so I guess I shouldn't blame TikTok in general. Anyway, so that's what they're dealing with now. Is like, turns out the book isn't great. Apparently, I haven't read it. I wanted to. I tried to read it, Chewy, and never. I tried to find it and read it, but I don't know. It feels like this is a girl who should never have been given this level of power, but she has. At this age, she's young. She's not really ready for this sort of stuff, and this feels like TikTok is once again overhyping. Okay, here's the thing. TikTok, like social media in general, loves feted calves. What they love doing is they love building somebody up just so that the teardown can be all the more fun. They do this all the time. I have deactivated TikTok. Be careful on there. Yeah, be careful on there, Never. It's temperamental. Yeah. But also, apparently... Yeah. Apparently the book is really bad. You know what I had the thought in looking into, guys? Okay. Yes. Well, it can work. It can work. The earlier example of this is Alex Astor with Lightlark. This happened with her. She had a book. She put out a TikTok, and that got like a couple of million views, and so they gave her a publishing deal because of that. Listen, man, if it works, one day I'll probably do it. If it works, do it. Just don't buy into the hype. Don't buy into the hype, because that's always the killer. Whenever they buy into the hype, that always ends things. So, Chewy. Are you a big fan of Lin-Man? Yeah. Well, because I believe she was going to charge more. Do you like which of the Disney movies that he did the music for? Did you like the most? Did you like Moana or El Canto? Which one were you more a fan of? Have you seen Tick Tick Boom yet? Also, his directorial debut. Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You got to get to Tick Tick Boom. It's Andrew Garfield, aka Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't know. But also, like, I heard somebody like compare her to like a tech startup, and I'm like, oh, that kind of fits. I heard somebody compare her to a tech startup, and I was like, oh, that kind of fits, honestly. Like, like, like she's behaving like a startup more than like a writer. She has like a team, and I guess they do like meetings all the time, which is very funny. It's like, what are you doing meetings for? Yeah. You're a writer. You got the thing. Yeah. Who's your favorite character in Hamilton? She did what? No, she didn't. No, she didn't. She didn't. No, 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 honey, honey. The book has to be popular first. Ugh. You know, in real life, you wouldn't be excited for the particular announcement that just came out about that, would you, Chewy? The yeah. I mean, what you wait? You didn't hear? Or is this like a joke you haven't heard about what they just announced? Don't look it up. Don't look it up. No, about Homestuck. That it's getting an animated series from that it's getting an animated series from Visipop. Oh damn it! Damn it! It keeps doing motherfucker! It keeps doing this. It keeps doing it. For some reason, it keeps resetting the thing, my camera every time. I don't know what's going on, really. One second, one second. Is she? I hadn't heard that. Okay. Oh, come on, come on. Oh. Well, okay, what's been happening is, what's been happening is, for some reason, OBS will randomly turn off my camera settings for this. Yeah. Didn't Toby Fox get his start with like Homestuck stuff? Yeah, wasn't he like? Didn't he like initially like just make like music for the Homestuck group for the guys doing Homestuck? Toby Fox Homestuck connection. Toby Fox has primarily through his musical contributions to the webcomic soundtrack. He was a key member of the Homestuck music team, composing numerous tracks and even yeah. See, this is how old I am. And Never here is even older than I am. I remember it. I remember that website like before, when it was just MS Paint Adventures, and he was doing other that guy was doing other webcomics before like Homestuck became the phenomenon. No, I'm good. That feels like a commissionable thing. That feels like something you'd have to commission me to do. And even then, probably not. No, even then, no. You know, money can't buy everything, including... No, I don't want to do that. Julie, I'm not going to do... I'm not going to do that. There's limits. There's limits on things I want to do. There we go. No, this is good enough. This is good enough. This is good enough. This is good enough. Little stick men. Little stick men that I will now erase from. I actually need to up the contrast. I just realized I probably should up the contrast a little bit so you can see it better. And now to erase it and hide it forever. Nobody envies this. I meant to. I all intended to stream earlier today, and then I just fell asleep. I fell asleep. I have every intention to start streaming earlier. Technically, this is very early. Is this coloring like a little sickening or something? I don't know. It really... Don't make me... It is... I don't know. But you can actually see it now, which is nice. But you can actually see the drawing a lot clearer now. I drew stick figures. People of the future, I drew stick figures. Chewie, no. No, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna work on the thing I'm working on right now. No. I'm very uncomfortable with all of this, Chewie. I'm very uncomfortable with all of this. This is making me very, very awkward. Okay. No, Chewie. Okay. Okay. He's a hairy-handed gent who ran amok in Kent. Woo, werewolves of London. Woo. That was one of my... No. Don't you see, Chewie? I'm from the guaranteed... Don't you see? This is a guaranteed non-werewolf stream. They don't hand that out to just anybody. The werewolf rating agency. Yeah. That was one of my dad's favorite singers. Is Warren Zevon, the guy who did that. Actually, that was this is gonna be a bummer. That was like the last thing my dad heard in this world. Was a Warren Zevon song. at the end of it, he wasn't like responsive. Like he was just like, he was his brain had, like he just wasn't responsive. Like he couldn't talk or anything. And they took him off the feeding tube, and God, that was like the worst half hour of my life. Just being with him there as he died. And anyways, so he was always like a big Warren Zevon fan, and I was like, and I just thought it was so depressing that his last moments on Earth would be just listening to like hospital sounds, and I don't know. So I started just playing him music I knew he liked. I played him some Rolling Stones, and he was a huge fan of Warren Zevon, so I played him a bunch of Warren Zevon songs. And so, like, yeah, the last thing my father heard as he passed on was some Warren Zevon, and so makes it hard for me to listen to Warren Zevon. Warren Zevon is the one who sung Werewolves of London. So yeah, so anyway, sorry for a bummer, but that was, and I swear, his heart palpitated just a little bit when I started playing that music, so sorry for that. Sorry for bumming that out, but I don't know. So yeah, makes it hard to listen to those songs again, but I lose my guaranteed status. I would lose my status from the guarantor, and that would make me a liar, Chewie. And the one thing I don't want to be is a liar. Well, you didn't go through the official guaranteeing status of non-liars. No, it's guaranteeing that I'm not a werewolf, because it would be so ridiculous if I was a werewolf. And I'm not. No, there's not one right now. Please, Chewie, there won't be a full moon for months. Oh, oh. Oh, I don't think you're picking up on that, my little joke, Chewie, there. There's a full moon every month. Oh! Ah! Ew, gross. Yeah, no, people can tell the difference. They did not have... You should know that they actually didn't have Kool-Aid in Jamestown. They had the rip-off brand Flavor Aid. The Kool-Aid Corporation has been working very hard to correct that misnomer. They did not drink Kool-Aid, they drank an off-branded Flavor Aid, and that is... Kool-Aid wants to make it very clear. I'm in the pockets of Big Kool-Aid. He's a Harry and Jen. That ran amok in Kent lately. You don't want to talk bad about them, Chewy. You don't want to talk bad about them. Kool-Aid. You don't want to talk bad about Kool-Aid? Kool-Aid is more powerful than you think. There's only three countries that can stand up to them now, and they're getting more powerful every day. Think about it. What's the number one thing that every president drinks? Kool-Aid. You fool. You haven't seen through... Okay, I don't like those types of jokes. You haven't seen through the glass veil. It's Kool-Aid. Who do you think controls water, Chewy? Big Kool-Aid does. Dun, dun, dun. Chewy, you're not part of the Kool-Aid family, one of the richest families in America. Is your grandfather Cornelius Kool-Aid III? Former governor of Connecticut. The Kool-Aid... You should know, the Kool-Aid man served... Hey, the first Kool-Aid man served his country nobly in World War II. He's a hero. He's a hairy-handed gent. Man, I'm looking Kent. He's a hairy-handed gent that ran amok in Kent. Lately he's... Oh, woo, werewolves of London. Let's go try something new. Werewolves of London. Okay, yeah, that's fine. He's a hairy-handed gent. That ran amok in Kent. Lately, he's been spotted. I mean, they had like guns and stuff pointed at people. It wasn't exactly willing in Jonestown. I don't know what would be a more favorable death: gun being shot or being poisoned. I guess that would be the deciding factor for me. Okay, Chewie, have fun. Oh, by the way, Chewie, I just saw this historical-based musical. Uh, it's very modern, very hip. It's what is it? What is it? Oh yeah, it's about Andrew Jackson. Go to bed. Go to bed. Lately, he's been. Bye. That seems fun to try. Well, I think I'm gonna call it here.